And I think this new generation of technological innovation will change the whole way the world works. So I think you'll find also that the service sector also becomes subject to technological revolution. So again, if I was in a position of political leadership today, I would spend a large part of my time and I would dedicate real government resource and thinking to working out what technology should do and could do for the way my country works and for the way the government works. So for example, today, I think the technology should transform the way we do healthcare, transform the way probably we do education. In the end, I think you'll move to an education system far more tailored around the individual. I think you will find whole swathes of the service sector, from banking to insurance, to the way government itself functions, that will be changed by technology. Now this is, in my view, this is important, by the way. It's a big opportunity, but this is where I say that the zeitgeist today is overcoming the challenge of making globalization work. See, these changes all displace people, make life more complicated, but they offer tremendous opportunities. And in the end, they're driven by people. You know, the reason people use the Airbnb service, and I can't say I've done it myself, not yet at any rate, but you know, my kids have and my staff have and lots of people do, and the reason for that is very simple. It provides a more cost-effective solution that they like. So when government enters into this, big mistake for government to think, let's stop that. You know, it's a nuisance for people, or there are various interest groups that are going to be upset. No point, because it's driven by people. But we will find, therefore, with this new generation of technology, it's going to give rise to a lot of displacement and a lot of change. And this is where government, in my view, has to operate in a very strategic and smart way to help people through that process of change. You know, this is why I'm not a conservative that says government's an evil. You know, get rid of government. No, government is going to be very necessary in this period to help people through this process of change. But the zeitgeist for government has got to be making the change work, not resisting the change, because that won't work. I mean, it may give you a short-term popularity. You look at Europe, and where those people have come to power saying the change is all wrong, a little bit later they're going to make the change. So all you do is lose time. So I think this is a really, really important message, and it's a really important thing to focus on at this forum. And you know, what you're discussing here, it's what people are discussing in Europe, discussing in the US, everywhere. And it makes it very tough. Because what I think would be unfortunate is if a sort of short-term populism, either of the nationalist variety or of the let's resist globalization variety, triumphed over a nation's politics, because neither offers a solution. In fact, they offer the opposite. What they do is they prevent you getting to the solution. But you know, you have to respond to people's anxieties about the pace of this change and the effect of it. And by the way, technology even changes the way politics works. I mean, in my view, social media is a revolutionary phenomenon in itself. It revolutionizes the way politics works. And if I was back in a position, you know, office today, the whole impact of social media would be, again, something just as a technical issue in politics, I would spend a lot of time thinking about. And here's the issue for politicians. Today you can get, through social media, a wave of feeling. Right. In politics, when I was studying, a wave of feeling would take a long time to build up. And then often it just subsided. Today, a wave of feeling can hit tsunami force within days. And for politicians, they get really confused by this. So I had a political leader in Europe say to me the other day, look, I'm going to have to change policy. I've got 100,000 people on Twitter, they're saying this. And I said, this is terrifying. I mean, does this 100,000 represent 10 million, 1 million, or maybe 100,000? Which of those things it is, you've got to work out. So if you're not careful, you get pushed this way and that way by what appear to be vast waves of opinion in a world of social media, because everything is amplified, but it's not. And therefore, one of the biggest challenges as a politician today is distinguishing the noise from the opinion, the real opinion. It's very hard to do.
So life of politicians more difficult these days.
I think life of politicians is really difficult. That's why I say one thing I've learned since leaving office is that it's a lot easier to give the advice than take the decision.
Okay. And let's open up a couple of